How are you, King?
Good, brother. What's going on, man?
This is my first interview for in 5 weeks.
Shit.
I forget how to have conversations with creative people.
You're too busy TikToking all over the place. Is that what the kids say?
Everyone keeps, whenever I talk to someone on the phone, I love seeing you. I like seeing you dancing around your room on the internet. And I'm like,
Bro, it's good. It's entertaining.
thanks.
You know, I watch the reposts on Instagram, but I still see them.
Are you getting on the TikTok train yet?
I've got TikTok, but I have barely used it, and I have like 14 followers. So
I think you'd be good on TikTok.
I'm not fussed about it.
Hey, you've got an album to promote. You have to be on TikTok. It's the law now.
That's what I keep getting told, bro.
I couldn't believe it's 4 years since the last album. That feels like it flew by, but does it feel like it flew by for you?
Now that it's out, yeah. But for the last 4 years, it has definitely not felt like that at all. It's crazy, man. I mean, honestly, I think it's still going to be a little, probably in the next couple of weeks, it'll be that line in the sand where it's already stopped, but I just mean mentally, where it stops being an active project and it's just the work is the work, and that's what it's forever going to be. And it becomes like this fucking historical documentation of a point in my life. Because it was at points, it was really the thing that when there was a lot of sort of turbulence or tumult, that was the thing that was kind of the one, the beacon in the distance to be aiming towards when everything else was kind of fluctuating. So yeah, it was definitely one that I've invested the most of myself in.
Fuck yeah, man. I listened to the title track just before we chatted, just to get some more sort of sense as to why the album's called The Space Between. One line that stood out to me was where you say you wrote the album, then you wrote it again, and then you wrote it again. Did you actually write the 3 versions of this album? Has this been constantly shifting and changing shape?
Yep, it's been gone down multiple times. Yeah, I mean, I had 100 demos, and over the 4 years since 2 Degrees came out, and it just took on different forms. It's 100 demos over 4 years is not actually that much.
Oh, but it's still pretty. But you don't make shit demos. That's the thing.
That's it. That's the thing.
They're all good. They're all good, and there's no sort of there's always a standard that you're reaching on something that ends up being a demo, right?
Totally, dude. So I mean, a lot of work went into it, and it ended up being, I'm really proud of what it is. But if it had to come out earlier, it may have sounded completely different. And the earlier versions were good, but I think that I'm happy that I, just drove myself nuts to get it to this point.
Yeah. Are there more life experiences that happened after the first iteration of the album that you then were able to put into what the final product has been as well, and really make it, fully reflective of your last few years?
Yeah, for sure, man. That's exactly it. It just, there was more life experience to be able to talk about. You're also the difference between a year or 2 and 4 is in terms of shit that happens in your life. It's it's a big deal. Yeah. There's a lot of difference, and there's a lot of room for shit to happen. So I think it is pretty clear on the album. The initial feedback I'm getting seems to sort of agree with that.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I mean, it's not I think another reason that it doesn't feel like it was that long ago, the last album, is because you've been releasing singles from this and releasing music consistently for 18 months now?
Yeah, even close to 2 years, I think. Then what came out in early May. So
Jesus.
It's just over, early May 2019. I know, it's crazy. Crazy.
That's good though. You're very consistent, and I know you like to play in albums, and you're very good with playing in that album space. But it's been nice having those singles and kind of hearing you on the poppier tip, and then you on the rap tip, and really covering all those bases that make you. With this album comes the announcement that Miro with Rayball is the single. You've once again chosen some immaculate collaborators to sing on these records. And obviously I do my nerdy little deep dive and look at the writing credits and stuff, and of course it's you and it's you and Mark all over the whole damn thing. But like pulling in people like Carla and pulling in people like Rabel, I mean, how did you know these voices were right for these songs?
Same as always, bro. I get the track down. The demo exists, and you live with it long enough that you get a pretty clear idea in your head of who's going to do the track, whose vocal would do the track justice, not even just do the track justice, that would make it special. And Mira is one that definitely went to a few different people before Rabel nailed it. And the same with the Guy track. That went to a few different people as well. And often it's like me speaking to people that I know and asking them if they'd be keen, them saying yes, and then me being like, oh, actually, sorry. But you got to do it. You have to have those tough conversations. Otherwise, you're going to settle for something you're not happy with.
Have you gotten good? So have you gotten good at having those conversations? It just
no. They always suck. It's like you're asking someone for a favor, and then when they do it, saying, "Actually, don't worry about it." Like, you know what I mean? But
yeah, man.
But no, like, I have a pretty clear idea in my head of what I want and what's going to make the track great. And thankfully, enough people believe in the tracks as well that we can eventually get there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, you're diving into all sorts of topics on this and reflecting a hell of a lot, but then we end on something that's actually quite fun, on Best Mistakes. Was that sort of like a conscious thing that you wanted to kind of end with a little bit of a bop? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I knew when I wrote that one that I wanted that to be the end, the closer. And yeah, it really is that. And actually, Best Mistakes would have been around from maybe the first iteration of the album. So it's been a sort of ever present. The album got more, The album got more, I dropped my pen. I was just scrolling in my fingers. The album got like a lot more substance, a lot more like life shit between the start and the end, as the process went on. So the Best Mistakes probably takes on more of a balm for the heavier shit that comes before it in this final version. But yeah, the whole message of it is just like for everything that has happened in the last 4 years, that you're going to keep fucking up. Nothing is perfect. You're not perfect. It's all right. And it took me, I'm a pretty hard critic on myself. And that was definitely something that I've learned to accept more during this process. And I like it. It's kind of celebratory. It revels in being a fuck up. It revels not in being a fuck up, but just in that things are never going to be right 100%. And that's cool. And once you can get over that fact, then you're able to have a happier life, I've found. So
yeah. No, you're not wrong. I think that's some good advice, especially, when we've got less control than ever over what we're doing and how our lives are going. It's like, let's just, control the shit we can control and try and be nice. And
yeah, exactly. And just enjoy, man. We're never going to be this young again. We're never going to be here again. We have everyone who loves us here now. So like, fuck it.
Fuck it, man.
Let's fuck up. Let's make some mistakes together, but enjoy the process.
How many plaques do you have on your wall?
I got a few, but I need a bigger wall. That's just some of them. I have a lot more, but they're in the cabinet.
That's a beautiful
wall. I lost my Arias too.
Where are they?
I lost them in the move. I don't know where they are. I can't find them.
Wait, did you? Oh, you lost them moving?
Yeah, but this is months ago, and I've looked everywhere, and I don't know where they are.
I just presumed you lost them on the night.
No, I had them, and I've lost them, and I can't find them.
What do you do with it on the night? Do you cart it around with you, or do you take it to your hotel room, leave it there, and then go out from there?
One of them I carted around, and one of them I got sent to me a month later because I carted the first one around and I learnt my lesson. It's a punch walking around with it.
Yeah, I've had the privilege of holding one once, and it's quite a chunky boy. It's
yeah, it's annoying, man. And you're walking around with an Aria, fucking get over yourself, dickhead. You know what I mean?
But you got to do it once. You got to do it.
Yeah, well, I did it once. Once is enough. The second time I learned my lesson.
As we've been speaking, I literally just got a notification that a tour that I was planning on going to has been cancelled. So that's a good segue into how are you feeling about the live space with this one? I know you got to play a show last week, which is pretty fucking phenomenal. How did that feel to be on a stage again?
Yeah, it was great. It was the first standing gig in Melbourne since the lockdown. So it was like, a moment, and obviously a moment for me, but I'm glad that it was a moment, that extra level of special for everyone else. You could definitely feel it in the room. Touring, as far as touring in general, man, like who fucking knows? Like I got a couple of festivals. Some festivals I'm getting booked for, and then a couple of weeks later they're getting cancelled. But there's a couple in the pipeline that all of which have been postponed, but it looks promising. They're like sort of March, April-ish. I was announcing my own tour. I'm seeing some friends, doing shows or announcing tours, but they're like 50% capacity, or they're seated, or they're like in the far away distance where anything can happen. And I'm not willing to do that for my own sanity more than anything else. I just want a level of certainty that I don't think is possible at the moment. But hopefully in the next month or so, we can get some dates held that are going to be able to be executed 100% or 70% capacity.
Totally, man. Bring it on. Otherwise you can do a sit-down cabaret style show.
The idea, like, and I get it, because every artist is different. Every artist has struggled this year, so it's not a criticism of anyone.
No, but you know who you are, though. You know what.
Yeah, and some artists are better at sit-down shows, or they're not great. Like they're not that they're not great live, but they're better recorded than they're live. Let's put it that way. And so they can get away with doing that. But my shit, if I'm playing a seated show, it's just, it won't work for me, because the live shows are where I've gotten all my experience. Is what I do, and I know I'm really good at it. So it's like people need to be standing fucking upright, not seated. What the fuck?
I can't, you know what? There's a lot of artists, and I've been to a bunch of the sit-down shows now and enjoyed them. But there are some artists that I'm just like, no, it's just not real.
Exactly.
Yeah, not changeable. And particularly,
sorry.
No, you go. I've been talking too much. See, this is me getting back into the group.
That's what you do, bro. It's a conversation, not an interview.
It's a good point.
I went to a wax show in Brisbane. This is in October. And those poor guys, they had their tour announced, and really close. I think it was a couple of weeks away, and before COVID hit, and then it all got shut down. So they were like, rightfully so, like, we just want to get out and do these shows that have been postponed for months, and then we can worry about the tour, or more tours next year when we put new music out. So I went there, and it's punk or hardcore or whatever. It's similar to hip hop or electronic music. Like, it needs energy in the crowd, and fucking, it's a seated show. It looks like a stand-up comedy show. It was beautiful. Tivoli's a great venue, and they had it looking really nice. But there's just people like moshing in their seats. And then when it would get too much and someone would stand up, the security would run over, push them down. And then the other end of the room, someone would stand up. So it was like whack-a-mole for these security guards. I was like, this isn't right. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't look right.
No, so you're so right, man.
Yeah,
that's the fucking weird thing about it, isn't it? It's just like you not for 1 minute, and you get the urge to stand up, and you get the urge to dance along.
Well, yeah, that's what everyone's used to with live music, So I just got to wait till that's more realistic before I do anything.
I look forward to it. In the meantime, we've got the album. Can learn all the words. Perfect singers at the shows once they actually happen. Congrats on another great album. Your 6th studio recording. You should be very proud that it's out. Well done.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.